right, everyone, let's just settle into a comfortable position in which you can do this practice. And just check, just check in with yourself the same way you would check in with a friend. Hi, how are you? How was your day? Just see what's going on inside. Now you might be surprised. Oh, I didn't know that was there. So really, when we do this practice, we are being our own therapist. We're being our own, even more than a therapist, our own really best friend, our own dear friend, our own mother or father or parent. We're engaging in an act of self-care in a way by doing this practice. So this time of night is a time for reflection, going over the events of the day, checking in with ourselves. It's almost like we're putting ourselves to bed. But before we do that, we do this little practice. So just make sure you're first of all in a comfortable position for sitting, either in a cross-legged position or with the feet flat on the floor. Shoulders are aligned with the hips, and just lengthen that spine. And imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light, and it's stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And take a nice deep breath. And then just check the crown of the head and just release any tension that might be there around the scalp, and then come down to the face and just relax from the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth, and go to the back of the head. Relax the scalp there, and then go down to the base of the skull, the occipital region, and just relax all those muscles there. And as you're relaxing your scalp, just notice what part of your face is relaxing. What are you releasing? What are you letting go? And what were you holding on to? So we kind of grip and grab with all kinds of parts of our body. But we do hold a lot in our face. Relax the temples, back of the tongue, the jaw, the ears, back of the neck, the shoulders. Allow the shoulder blades just to kind of drop down, relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. And bring the mind to the breath and just notice the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. And you'll notice as we're going through this process, we're dropping in, we're kind of reconnecting with ourselves. We're going inside, we're having a look around. So one of the things that can pull us out again is the sounds in our environment. Could be family and friends or pets. So whatever's going on in your home or outside your home, just allow those sounds to be there. Trying not to follow with the mind. Then notice the thoughts that might be arising. Just allow them to arise. Try not to judge or have opinions. And just let the thoughts come up. You can categorize them. It helps us to get a little bit more objective rather than having this kind of running commentary going on in our head that we're not really sure, when it starts or when it ends or what's going on in the middle. But we just know we feel uncomfortable. So just take a step back from that. And then just sit yourself down on the bank of your river and notice the water flowing on by. Check the quality of it. What's going on in your river today? And just notice that while you're sitting on the bank of that river, you're free from the river. So again, as we always do, bring to mind the people of your life, your friends and family, your loved ones, beloveds. And then there's people in your life who are difficult, and then there's strangers. Keep in mind they can all change place at any time. Our relationships ebb and flow. And then there's, this idea that they're all equal. They're all equal. Everybody wants to be happy. No one wants to suffer. And everybody has this unbelievable capacity for a Buddhahood. So I think we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings. We'll start by thinking there is no negativity that cannot be purified. Nothing you have done is so bad you can't deal with it. Nothing's broken. So this is a psychological process we're engaging in. We create negativity with our mind. We can change it by creating positivity instead. So we start with the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. So having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We cannot bear the thought of any future suffering. So logically, it makes sense to remove these seeds before they ripen as suffering in the future. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others, and think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. We rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor who has methods that we can use to purify. So we're not wanting necessarily this Vajrasattva Buddha to be like this all-powerful God. We're not looking for a higher power here. We're just wanting to use his methods. And so this is a beautiful tanka of Vajrasattva, but it's made of paint. So you just imagine above the crown of your head, if all you can imagine is a ball of white light, that's good enough. But what's important is that you imagine the energy emanating from this Buddha. Powerful purification, healing energy, compassionate, wise energy. But if you like, we can do a little bit of detail. So Vajrasattva is above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. Has this beautiful radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents enlightenment, the union of these two. And this is the development, the ultimate development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, so this is the second part of reliance, we need to rely upon other beings, so the very beings we've harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. And so think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we've ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you, and we'll have compassion for them particularly because they will suffer as a result of the harm they've done to you sometime down the track. So we're making this strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings and think, I must purify for their sake. So now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine doing the practice of purification. And so we start with the visualization and mantra counting, and we start with the body. So imagine Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, and it fills you completely, and it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body in the form of this kind of inky liquid, and it pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kamasita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dinapatita, Dida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kamasita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dinapatita, Dida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kamasita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dinapatita, Dida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kamasita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dinapatita, Dida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kamasita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dinapatita, Dida Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kamasita Me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. So next is the purification of your speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around, forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows quite forcefully and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you can just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and inappropriate speech, talking about people behind their backs and getting other people to agree with you. And imagine all of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dinapatita Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dinapatita Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasiti mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dinapatita Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasiti mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dinapatita Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasiti mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dinapatita Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasiti mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dinapatita Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasiti mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dinapatita Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasiti mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech, including yourself. So next is the purification of the mind, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same. You walk into a pitch black room, you flick on that switch, and the light instantly dispels the darkness. So you imagine the light from Vajrasattva's heart touches your heart chakra, and all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all your attachment into neediness and bitterness and grudges, and depression, anxiety, all of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dinapatita Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasiti mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dinapatita Dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, Anurakta meboa, sawasiti mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata ahom pe Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dinapatita Dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsasawa kamasita me, sitam triam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe, ambajasapa samaya manupalaya, bajasapa dina patita, dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsasawa kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawatsidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Triam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe, Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And think now there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And you can imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar that fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe vajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So now feel you're completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to enlightenment have been removed. So now we come to the power of resolve, and this is the fourth and final step in the purification process. It's a really crucial one. It's this determination to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind. So without this decision, we're just going to keep doing the same old things over and over again, same old habits. So we have to kind of make a decision that we don't want to do that, because it harms other people and it harms us, ourselves. And not only does the action harm ourselves, but then we often have this guilt and we go, oh, I'm so stupid, I shouldn't have done that. And and it just kind of adds insult to injury. So we just start by realizing we're human, we're trying our best, and sometimes we're going to fall into a hole and we'll just get up again, keep moving forward. We have to have a little bit of structure and a little bit of discipline. So we give ourselves a little job between now and tomorrow. I'm going to work on this, this, and this, or just this. And I'll just work on it for this amount of time. Or I'll catch myself. I'm going to make a decision to catch myself doing that thing. It just kind of shines a light on things. Just this decision we make, it really helps us to change, galvanizes our focus. It changes our focus a little bit. So imagine Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind. He melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, and Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same thing. So next, this little tiny bit on emptiness. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. We can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. You can also think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this purification to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And we just think for His Holiness Dalai Lama, make a strong wish for him to have a long life, and for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche. And then for any of your own teachers, just pray for them to have long lives so they can continue to teach. I'm going to pray for Hin to have a long life so she can stay with us. And then also I just wanted to make sure, Lorraine, that your tooth thing went okay today. I was thinking about you a little bit. So lots of love, everybody. Good night. Thank you for hosting, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.